Hi there, I'm Wendy, and I'm excited to be here with you today. If you see the question that's up on the screen, please answer it. Let's start with who's here and who is your favorite superhero. If you're watching this live, awesome. If not, please play along in the comments below. This is really fun. We're going to get started with superheroes because in pop culture, those tend to be the leaders in literacy, let's be honest, and also in our heads growing up as children. So I'd love to see who your superheroes are. Please feel free to comment. And as you're doing that, please answer to what problem they solved. So I'd love to see that as well. If you guys can see this, let me know. I won't spend too much time asking if you can see it. All right, so I'd love to know too, what problem did they solve? So go ahead and answer those for me. Who's your favorite superhero and what problem did they solve? So the reason I'm asking this is because we all start with a problem. And if you're here, please go ahead and comment. I'd love to see. We all start with a problem in our businesses. And in direct sales in particular, there's a very specific problem that I'm going to talk about, and I do have solutions for you, which is really fun, right? Because who likes to just dwell in problems? Well, some people do, but not everybody. I think the reason we love superheroes is because they see the problem and they're perfectly tailored to knock it out of the sky, or to save Gotham in a single flight. I don't know. And that's really appealing to a lot of us because we like to solve problems. But sometimes in leadership, that's not so easy to identify what the problems are. Hi there, and how to solve them, right? And this is why leadership is part science and part art. So anyway, I'm here to help you. Go ahead if you've already answered who your favorite superhero is and what problem they've solved. I'd love for you to comment who's a real life leader to you and why. It doesn't have to be somebody in UBAM. It can be anyone growing up or whatever. Don't get too teary-eyed about it. Just off the top of your head, who do you see as a leader? It can be a parent. It can be your boss. It can be someone who serves at your church. It can be anyone. I just would love to see those answers. So cool. All right. So I think it's time that we get down to the nitty-gritty. So like I said, direct sales has a problem, but I'm going to offer you a solution. Many times we struggle with the fact that when we join a direct sales business, I'm doing the seal here, sorry. When we join a direct sales business, we become a CEO just by entering your social security number and pushing a button. What? That is insane, right? But it's true. So oftentimes in other industries, awesome. That's so good to hear that your husband is your hero. So oftentimes we in other industries are given the time to develop where, somebody else is doing the recruiting, somebody else is doing the human resources or we're doing the human resources and not the other things. But when you click that button in direct sales, you are then the CEO of your own business. And if no one's ever told you that, there you go. It's a freebie today. The problem with that is some of us have not had time to figure out what in the heck we do as a CEO. We're trained to be good workers, to be good employees, and then all of a sudden we're giving all this responsibility. Well, in my mind, it's a gift. It's not necessarily responsibility. So bear with me here as I explain to you why this automatic leadership is a gift. We see CEOs being born every day, and hopefully you have a lot of CEOs being born in your team right now. But we want to help them, but it's so hard because they come with their own set of backgrounds and challenges. And we really want to be good leaders for them, and we want them to become good leaders too. So there's our problem. All right, we become leaders faster than we anticipated. We have future leaders on our team joining, and they may or may not have any background in that either. So I want to kind of show you some leaders that I've leaned hard on to discover this. I did study this a lot in school just because it's my favorite topic, but These are some people that I've leaned hard on and the resources to discover how to become a better leader. Christy Wright, Colin Powell, yes, the general, John Maxwell, Simon Sinek, and Eric Worre. So for different reasons. Christy Wright, amazing at solutions, at finding solutions for women of all mentalities. I am not kidding. If you have not read the first 4 chapters of her Business Boutique, it will give you an eye-opening view of how many people are approaching their businesses with guilt or with, just not a sales mentality at all, which hinders their growth from the very beginning. I think she's really tapped into that problem. And it's mind-blowing to gain some sort of compassion and a way ahead for people who may be joining from a sense of, sales are bad or, something like that. So Colin Powell, first leader I ever loved and I never met, but his book about his life, his autobiography, is a winner because it's got 13 rules for leadership in there. And the one you're going to love as a UBAMer is recognize often. And this is important. So not just in your groups, you're going to want to recognize people on their personal walls. You're going to want to recognize people at convention. Whether or not they get a national award, you need to be having some sort of award ceremony in your hotel room or somewhere for your team, because especially in our industry, we don't have monthly award ceremonies. This is the only time everybody is in one place where you can actually recognize them. And if you go to a leadership event, you should use that leadership event to recognize your leaders too, because that is the one leadership event in the year. If you're doing a regional, you need to use that regional to meet with your team and recognize those who are there for attending, right? For taking time. It's just mind-blowing how many recognition opportunities we have, especially with social media. So if your person is not active on Facebook, recognition on there won't do much. But if they're active on Twitter or Instagram, do the recognition there. Okay, Colin Powell. I can go on forever about him, but basically, too, he says to just get over it. Things will always be better in the morning. That's not a prediction thing. It's a mentality thing. So we know that there's no book emergencies in UBAM, right? So that's helpful, but truly, it's just whatever happens in your day, it will improve. John Maxwell, 360-degree leader. So this is what I want to talk to you about. You are a leader, as we just discovered, in your own company. So when you click that button, you started your own company, which means you're a CEO, right? Which means you are a leader in this company. You're one of the CEOs of this company. Not technically according to NASDAQ, but you are building your team. You are recruiting members. You are, balancing your own budget. You are leading families to a better place. So you are a leader. And John Maxwell does a great job of doing that. Now, on my team, I have a ton of different types of leaders. So some are leading our team in fun, some are leading our team in strategy, some are leading our team in interaction, some are leading our team in emotional support in life, and it's awesome to see. So there's lots of different ways you can be a leader in your own company and for the company you belong to. And I just love that. It's so empowering. Simon Sinek is an expert at the way the brain works. And so I have a lot of his videos on my leadership playlist. And Eric Worre, W-O-R-R-E, is an excellent leader in network marketing, in the network marketing field. And he's nailed it as to how to replicate your success. Now, if you're not having the success you desire, that's fine. They always tell writers, write what you know. Well, lead what you know. You know something. And if you just signed up and then somebody just signed up under you, you're about probably 30 minutes ahead of them in the learning curve. You know something, right? You can lead with the littlest bit. You really can. And so anyway, those are my top 5 for leadership inspiration. So that solves one problem. Where do we get support for leadership? The other problem is how do you, who are you leading? Like, you need to know. Yes, your teammates, it's true. But you're also leading your customers, and this is how. So for your customers, your main focus typically is solutions for their problems. So I have a young reader. Wow, that really makes the light weird. I have a young reader, and he needs some great books that interest him. Can you help me? Or you say, Mother's Day is coming up and I have the perfect solution, right, for your mom. And then you also give them ideas of how to use the books, and that's usually in story time or activity time, or if you post something activity related on your page. And then challenges. So we have summer reading challenges, right? We have winter reading challenges. The RFTS, the Reach for the Stars, is always that. And so you're offering solutions. Now this counts for schools too, right? You're offering solutions for their low budgets, and ideas for how to encourage the kids. That's also Reach for the Stars too. You see that? All right, and your teammates, you're primarily usually offering ideas first. And then if you have a team that shares with you their issues, you can offer solutions. And then you as a leader will be challenging them. So this is a pretty much basic outline of how you as a CEO can move forward. You just focus on these things. You will be set for the basics. Now, Eric Worre mentioned the reason why he's one of my faves is because he talks about replicating your success. And again, I don't want you to poo-poo yourself out because I don't have the success I want. Well, you have some success because you're still here. You see, the only way to fail in direct sales is to quit. So when you're here, you have not failed. Does that make sense? And I want to share with you something that Melanie Moore shared with me at a conference I went to. It's phenomenal. So here's the mentor and here's the newbie. And I'm going to call you the mentor. Okay, when you first start out, the mentor is doing all of the work, okay? They do all of the work. And the newbie is watching. The next phase of this is the mentor. Let me do the eyeball here. So the mentor does the work and the newbie helps. Okay, so here, that's a hand. You see that? Okay. And then at this point, it shifts. The newbie does the work and, I'm sorry, whoops, I did it wrong. I did a hand instead of an X. The newbie does the work and the mentor helps. So you've got the hand. This is a hand, you guys. I'm sorry. Looks like a carrot. And the newbie is working, okay? And the last phase is the mentor is watching and the newbie does the work. You see this? So I think sometimes in our business, because there's so much turnover, we're like, yeah, here's how you get Buddy from start to finish. How about you just do your party and I'll watch. Change of heart recently. That is really, it's really hard for the newbie to like. And so I'm just going to recommend this to you without the carrot. Just consider that a hand, okay? Mentor does the work, newbie watches. Mentor does the work, newbie helps. Then it shifts to the mentor helping with the newbie working and the mentor watching with the newbie working. Do you see that? Does it help? All right. So this is also a way to see your leadership. So if you're more of a picture person than a words person, this will help. This is a word person. All right. This is a picture person. And it's really quite basic. So that is how you as a CEO can experience success in your business when you equip somebody with the tools that they need by just demonstrating what you do and then having them eventually help more. Okay. In our business, that's parties, book fairs. You know, I'm doing a book fair, come watch. I'm doing a book fair, watch, you can help. I mean, they can do it in the same day, help and watch. And then you can help them with when they do one. Does that make sense? So, all right. So I'm going to ask you, you know, where else are you a leader? So some of you are probably parents, not all of you, but where, I mean, if you're a leader in your home, if you contribute anything, then you're a leader in your home. Are you a leader in your community? How are you a leader on your team right now? Like, even if you don't have the title, I'm not talking about the title. I'd just love to hear where you see yourself as a leader. And if you don't see yourself as a leader, hopefully this is changing with every minute I'm talking. All right, so, all right, this is a down and dirty, like, this was a really hard thing to put together, you guys, because leadership is such a massively huge topic. It's like, okay, what are the basics for people just starting? And this might be a good refresher for you if you haven't just started, but you never asked yourself this question because you've never seen yourself this way. Or if you see yourself this way and you want to get better, that's awesome. Or if you see yourself this way, you want to share how to become this way. This might also help. All right, so the other thing I want to talk about is, you know, another, just a roll up. So here's 4 things that you can focus on as a leader, okay? Vision, goals, resources, and challenges. The vision should be shared everywhere and every time. And a vision is basically a goal without a deadline. That's my new tagline, because I just discovered that. So for example, Orange Theory, it's a fitness center. That's what it is. But their vision is more life. That's it, just more life. And oh, cool. Well, I'm glad you didn't call, because I'd be on the video. Somebody's about to call me. And so vision. So for example, the vision for my team is to experience the full capacity of financial and time freedom that this business offers. And that means the full capacity, but there's a limit to that time limit. Like, it's not experience the full capacity of it by December 2018. It's not by 2027. I just want them to experience the full capacity that their life can handle of the time and financial freedom of our business, and is to make an impact and an income. Basically, that's what I've boiled it down to, 2 words. But with fists, because we're superheroes. Impact, income. Anyway, so that's a freebie too. So that should be everywhere. So in your team banner, if you have room for it. If not, when somebody clicks your team banner, they can go and see their vision for the team, and you should share it as often as you remember. I should share it more often. And yeah, that's it. Then their goals. So you might have goals, which is awesome, but as a leader, it's your role to figure out their goals and to have them repeat their goals to you. So like I keep notes of my teammates' goals, and what I used to do is say, okay, so when you told me this was your goal, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't do anything. It just shows that I kept notes. In fact, if I ask them, what was your goal again? Then they're finding that in their heads, and they're reminding themselves, and it's so much more powerful than if I were to just spit it back at them, right? Because they're connecting with what makes their brain tick. Same thing, like if you know your color, that's awesome, but they shouldn't know it. Like you should be an orange, a blue, a green, or a gold to them. And you need to learn how to teach in their language and reach that. And teachers, you already know this, right? You know how to reach different, different populations and different class environments. So this should help. Provide resources. So this is kind of where I go overboard, because I love sharing. I'm an oversharer, sorry. But it's so much fun to me to find resources and share them with anyone who needs them. So say, for example, they just started. I have a one-click, like, here's our playlist where you can get started, and I'm going to guide you through. I've changed that up a little bit to reflect more of the mentorship charge just recently. But it's really fun to have all my resources in one place. I'm a big resource person, but you know what? I have to organize those. So hot tip. My YouTube, I have several playlists. And one of them I put together just for you guys. And it's my leadership playlist. So it's a couple of videos that were inspirational for this particular thing. And I'm going to add more as we go on. And then challenges. So before I talk about challenges, the reason I talk about challenges is because they move all of us forward. So home office gives us challenges. Our directors give us challenges, right? You can challenge yourself and you can challenge your team. Even if you only have 1 person or 2 people on there, you can totally do that. You don't have to, your environment of your team is special and unique. And if you could just in the comments write 1 word that describes your team, that'd be awesome. So that's you and everybody under you. That'd be really cool. You would develop a better challenge for your team than someone 2 levels up could, right? Because you're way more in touch with the people on your team than somebody with a larger team. That's just the way it is. So these challenges are important, and I would suggest to you as a CEO that you issue them to yourself and you issue them to the people under you. And those are time limited. But before we get to that, there's something that Simon Sinek talks about, which is like the why circle. His famous book that got him out on the stage was a Start With Why. And the reason for that is it appeals to the inner part of our brain. I think called limbic brain or something. And in biologically, we are always more excited to learn why than the what or the how. So for example, If we are selling books, somebody asks, what do you do? Oh, I sell children's books. That's cool, right? There's no appeal. But if I say, and this is my tagline on my blog, I help you make reading fun again. Then they're like, oh, how? Through offering like reading trackers and reading challenges and book fairs, fun book fairs for schools, and because book fairs are fun, right? And through parties, and then they're like, oh, with what? With children's books that are amazing, and activity books. Whereas if I were to say I sell children's books, then eventually, we may or may not get to the why, but the why is pretty fun. It's fun to me. So you need to figure out what your why is so that you can explain it to yourself, to other people, and to your team so they can be excited about what they're doing too, and they can find their why. So how do you do that? You start with, okay, I sell children's books. Why do I do this? And you work your way back. Why? And then when people are talking, you can explain that. When you figure out your why, you can develop your challenges from there. Okay. The cool thing about that is when you start to do all this, what you gain in your leadership, because I always say it's lonely at the top, is a partner. You grow partners when you are able to mentor them properly, or not properly. I'm not going to put you into a hole, but when you start to mentor them, you start to grow partners. And instead of being lonely at the top, you've got a ton of partners to work with, to learn and grow with, and to experience highs with and lows with, and to travel with, to meet up with, to brainstorm with, to succeed with, to stumble back with, to recover with. You guys, you are equipping your own business and their business with the best thing that you could possibly do, which is a partnership. So this is why leadership is so important. You want to develop other leaders simply by mentoring the people that you know, that are in your life, and you want to see succeed. So that's really cool, right? So these are my 2 challenges to you. Spend some time finding out your why. So why is it not showing up? I don't know. There we go. And it's kind of a painful experience if you've never done it before, but once you get it, you're like, yes, right? It feels really, really good. If you already know it, go ahead and write it in the comments. It might help somebody else. Who knows? And then the second thing I want you to do is to identify 2 people that you can pour into, because we love to see success, right? If you look at our UBAM mission, it's really empowering families. And when you identify 2 people that you can pour into and mentor, or recruit into your team, if you don't have anyone, then that means you are now replicating your success, which means that you are showing people the way. And bringing them along, right? Taking people with you on your way to the top, because as they grow, as you go, everybody wins. It's a rising tide, lifts all boats, which is what I love so much about the way our business is structured. So, and again, just remember to focus on your vision, their goals, providing resources, and issuing challenges. And I highly recommend you focus on your central group. So that's you issue yourself challenges, and the people that you have recruited and that they've recruited, because you know them better than anyone else could. So anyway, with that, I would love to, I can take questions, and actually I'll wrap up this video, and then we'll take video or questions in the comments if you have any. I will, I'll link you to my leadership playlist. So if you want to watch videos by any of these people, you can. And then you are then connected with someone. Yeah. Oh, she says, I love thinking of recruiting as empowering families. You have no idea how you can change somebody's life, right? It's, I don't know, has your life been changed? Mine has. So when you are building your team, that sounds great, but you're actually empowering families. That's the biggest reason. So when you say, let's talk about your why for recruiting. Why are you recruiting? Well, because I would like to build my team, because I like to help people. Well, why do you like to help people? Because I like to see them succeed. Okay, so now your why is closer, right? I'm doing this to help other people succeed. Wow. And it went from recruiting, that's the what, right? To then the why. And then maybe you can get behind recruiting for yourself. Like, you actually see the vision for yourself and for other people, that you have an amazing impact. By the way, your impact, and not to scare you. But remember, I told you my particular vision for my team is impact and income. Fists. I'm a recovering feminist. I apologize. But the impact that you have on these families is for several generations. Okay, you are giving them an opportunity to be with their children or to get their families out of debt. And both of those things, either being with kids more or getting families out of debt or just giving them an extra like family vacation, for example. That's why my director did this. Then you're gifting that family with freedom, with time freedom, financial freedom. And then those kids have grown up in that environment. And guess what? They have more to give to their children and their children. Not to mention, they'll probably be excellent readers, which will have amazing impact on education, right? Because we know that kids thrive in environments with lots of books. Just saying. So your mission is super important, just in case you didn't know. I know you just pushed the button and you became a CEO, but then you push this button. It's like the red pill and the blue pill in the Matrix. You took that, and now you have this amazing entryway to help thousands of people. It's mind-blowing. Your teammates, your customers, and of course, your very own family. So I hope that this empowered you to love leadership, to see it as a blessing, because it's far beyond yourself. And you can really change lives and have a fun time doing it. And again, I've been through a lot of rough spots. I always go back to listening to someone encouraging. If I have already got, people, I've already got some people I'm pouring into, but I lean on a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. So find those people you can lean on too. I forgot to put that as a call to action because that's important. And if you don't have anyone nearby, reach out. And if you really don't have anyone nearby that you can reach out to even, then check out my videos on YouTube. All right, have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope this helped you to see leadership as the blessing